Okay, let's see if this works. I think we're live. So a very special stream today because we need to address some issues with just way too many patterns being proliferated in the event modeling space. So I have to try and address that immediately. I think now is the time to rewrite the original article. I think I was being way too generous with the 4 patterns that I introduced initially. It really does have to talk about the core 2 patterns of state transitions. So basically enabling state change and then obviously supplying views into the state. And somehow we allowed the devil to sneak in, and the different automation techniques, different approaches, frameworks, async versus sync, pub, sub, reactive frameworks, EDA, all of this stuff is just absolutely causing an issue, and it's going to be way more confusion if we don't stamp it out immediately. So first of all, someone made a pull request to eventmodeling.org, which I'm going to approve. So PR merge, was it 35? Just a link for the, no, I don't want to squash. Why did I want to squash? Ah, so stupid. I don't want to squash stuff. That is one of the things that I can't stand about the current way of doing source control, people squashing stuff. I don't want to squash that pull request. So GHPR view 35, let's see whose that is. This is LA Watts. Okay, so fix. This is LA Watts. So does that mean I can add get remote add? And I think I'm gonna just do this as the same. I made a little utility for this, although I forgot how to use it because I didn't do enough pull requests. And I think we can do get at github.com/ and this is LA Watts. And I think that's a colon in this protocol, and then we do / eventmodeling.org. And then get pull. Okay, that's not it. Get pull or fetch, and I think so that's gonna work, right? So that should have fix broken book links. I think that's what it was. If we go back to the PR. No remote repository. Oh. Repo set default. So that's what the hell? Event modeling, eventmodeling.org. Okay, so that's all that there is 3 days ago, and I'm guessing we can merge that. So, and that is on master. Can I view more? This really doesn't give me a lot of information. Oh yeah, the ID is bad. Thanks for this. So git merge this. That should be good. Okay, so that's new, and then I can actually do a Hugo. Yeah, that works. Okay, and rsync. When's the last time I synced from here to the event modeling? Okay, here. I think that's the one. And we do the backup there. Da 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 da. Yep. That should do it. And why did it change everything? I hate that. Should have only pushed very few things. Well, let's see if we broke the site. At least I have the backup. So anyway, just a quick PR thing. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of what I'm going to talk about in a second. I only got about half an hour to talk. I had to drop off, and I'm going to be back after I promised someone to look at their implementation in .NET. So maybe they'll want to join live. I guess I can ask if they want to just do it live. Let's see where they are. Just email them. Well, they moved it to 3:30. Okay. Just gonna ask them if they want to do this live or not. Email. Want to do this live on stream. Okay. If they don't, I'll have to drop off, but this especially depends if they have like a proprietary repo or something. Yeah, so let's see if I have a preview of something like this. Oops. Oh, there's event modeling. So what was this thing that we merged? This was book links, resources. Oh, okay, so the book, there was a resources issue here. Line 35 book. Okay, resources, book. I think this one was actually causing issues. And now it's book, href book, ID book. Okay, and it was in the markdown, so that's fine. I know the code's there. Okay, as long as the link works, I think I'm happy. Okay, so that took care of, again, you want to join the discussions, click on the Discord on eventmodeling.org/resources. But what the thing that we want to do here is immediately, we're just going to replace the, I don't like the introductory article on event modeling. It should really be the what is event modeling. So basically this index MD we want to have as the main article, but I want to change it. So let's do that. So we have this human history, all this stuff, but the stuff we gotta gut is this translation automation. I'm basically going to wipe this clean out of there. It's causing way too much trouble. So let's, so we got the index, which has this stuff, and that's the about. I don't want the about. I gotta change the about as well. I don't like that either. I like got a lot of this stuff out of here. After 6 years, it's about time, or 5 years, or whatever it's been. Time to do an update. But I mean, it's served its purpose for 5 years. I think it's gotten event modeling on the radar for a lot of things. So time to update it. I should just keep up with any messages to me, especially about. Yeah, I guess I got about an hour since the next meeting is postponed. And what do we have here? Hopefully the sound is okay in terms of volume. So what is event modeling? What is it? So we have this index here. You can copy all of it. And I believe it's just in content we have posts, resources, and then this index. This is the part that I don't like. It's basically going to be we'll keep the link about that. This other chart and other stuff is don't even need the original article. Well, maybe we will leave that in. I'll definitely get rid of this. Got that. I'm using Hugo, by the way, for all this. I need to then get rid of this post. What is, I have to copy, actually, I gotta copy all these, but I don't like how slow and pathetic the copying is inside VS Code. Just do that on the command line. Basically copy everything from content, posts, and then what was it called? What is event modeling? Right. So let's just see what's in there. I got JPEGs galore. Okay, so we kind of want to copy all the JPEGs. Copy all the JPEGs. Actually move them. Let's move them. And we'll move them to content. I think it's the top level, right? Content, we got the index MD, and we can go in all this stuff. Sure. And content. That should move them all. Okay, good status. That moved all that. Deleted all that. Good. After I do this, just gonna put a write up the automation piece as being no different from whichever the direction is of data flow in or out of the system. It's just going to be the gears, and the two patterns support it just fine. So okay, I have this as way too big for now. All right, so Let's see. I guess I should. There's a few people curious about this in the chats today. So we'll see who said anything on there. No one in the live stream yet. Event modeling live stream chat. I guess I'll put that I'm talking about this event modeling change now. Okay. So what do we got here? Technical side notes, subcontracting. That's too far down. Let's actually get this in to make sure that we're only moving stuff. It should. I'm not sure how much context change is needed. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we don't need any of this stuff here. I think it'll be looked at as a new file, but whatever. And description, author, that's fine. And the date, we'll obviously have today. 12, what are we, 19th now? And we're +7, so we're looking at 240. 240, so 14, 40. Okay, that's the date. And let's get into views, integration, translation. Yeah, we just covered two paths. Wasn't good. Okay. Where do we actually have? Okay, so we have inform. Yeah, so we have, that's fine. Integration. Okay, we just go integration. So I'm just gonna call, okay, so this is translation and automation, and we call this integration. I'm just gonna change this to automation. And I'm going to gut this. So this is all confusing garbage at this point. Automate, and yeah, all of this is sayonara. Goodbye. Okay, that is done. And we can say any interaction that the system has with external systems is still automated, still explained via the same two patterns of changing state and viewing state. It is imperative that the convention of event of command event state view is kept. What's going on? Why am I scrolled over here? Okay, kept. all this. Let's see if that helps. That. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Is kept. The only difference is that the screen that a human would look at is a gear processor that indicates that the state is viewed by some automation. Like any other actor, this automation can only make its intentions known by issuing a command. And here we're going to have placeholder for automation. And I should add the view for the view that the processor is looking at is always to-do list of items to process, and the progress or the completion of the tasks in the to-do list get marked as done when the command is finished. What's the word? The temptation to skip this projection and then intention is mostly implementations that technical people bring into the process discussion. There are other sources such as BPMN that try to formalize process workflow and ignore the clarity of state, the role of state in workflows. So placeholder for automation. Yeah, that's about it. So let's just add these to git add everything, git status. So we renamed, modified this. That's good. We also want to get rid of the automate crap that we had here. Original article. Where's Where's this stuff? I actually have the originals of this. Yeah, the other stuff that we need to do. Yeah, we need to gut this. So all of this has to change. Let's see if I can find Miro. Where's the other profiles? Not signed in. And I really want to stop using Miro. That was like way too much. $2,500 US for 13 users. Yeah, not gonna be using Miro anymore for anything that we have control over. It's absolutely highway robbery for what we used it for. The amount of hours we spent on it. Not worth it. I'd rather hire someone to do more things on. Where do I have my... Didn't even log into my business stuff here. Oh, I did. Okay, so it's this one. This one here. Just in case I have some private info on my Miro boards, I'm going to do this off screen here. Miro. Go to my Miro account. Sorry, just trying to get the right board on here. I'm using Workmail. Okay, get out of here. Editing. Just go to Miro.com. Continue as Adam. I think I still have those, so we're gonna just got these. Actually, I did nuke it. I guess I can restore that original article. I guess I'll have it there for posterity. But I want the first page to really explain this. So let's go to Miro. Do I have this as a tutorial here? It takes forever to load as well. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see if I get out of here. Yeah, I think this is all of the stuff that I had, and I used, okay, let's get this on the other screen. Okay, so this is the original article graphics that is still in Miro. I should probably get it digitized to some SVGs that I can then get the dark theme going on the site, because and I actually do want to get rid of all sorts of stuff on the site. It should be plain HTML and CSS. The content doesn't change that often. I'm even thinking the amount of content change on there is so small that I even want to drop Hugo. Really, there's no reason for it. It's not like it's an active blog. I'm doing way more posts on LinkedIn and other places than actually writing up blog posts. And there's also Martin's blue newsletter. That would be a better source of information. So this stuff looks okay, but we gotta get, yeah, up to this point here. Yeah, this has to go. Checkout processor, guest roster. This has to be a to-do. guests. That's it. Hotel proximity stuff. Yeah, this has to be changed as well. We want to get rid of that. Payment processor is still good. Payments to process, that's a to-do. Put the to-do on here. Yeah, this this whole proximity hotel thing is has to be redone. So yeah, get to witness the article, the original article get updated finally. If you still want to see the site as it is, it's eventmodeling.org. I guess you could always go to the Wayback Machine to see how it started. Yeah. So hotel proximity, guests checked in. Yeah, those are our guests that we had. And now we need more space for this part here. I forgot this thing has a very aggressive selector. So anything that this touches, it moves. Including the arrow. The timeline here. Actually, we have this thing here as well. That has to be stretched out and redone. Why is that? Oh, that's grouped probably. Okay, ungroup. It's got that guy, that guy. What else do we need? This guy. Yeah, just move those over. It's good here. Okay, so checkout processor. We have another processor here. I don't know if that should be the same processor for importing the information, but let's add another processor here just for fun. I like dropping in more than needed. Here we're going to do this as locations. Processor. Could give it a better name, I guess. Translator, location translator, whatever. And so now we have a proper example of this. Oops. Is that still grouped? What is this? Styles, lock, unlock. Oh, that's a frame. Okay. I don't want the frame. Is that going to delete everything? No. Good. Get rid of the frame. I forget what I was... Oh, I know what I was doing the frame for. So I was using a frame to export. You can make a frame in Miro and frame something, and then you can export that as a picture. So... yeah, that's good. I can't wait to get back to coding after I resolve this issue. So location processor, this gets to live on this side of the processor. So zoom in so people can see. This lives here. Align it with that. This arrow cannot go from here to from the event. That is the shortcut we're trying to get rid of. So we empower the user by showing that this is not I guess we could give it a hotel proximity. Our guest location. That's probably better. Mark guest as gone. Good. And so we want to show, you know, changes in this. So we'll make this as a 0.5 instead. This 0.7. Okay, so we're slowly correcting this crap here. This has to be a little higher. Now we can copy all the new stuff here. And we can get rid of this and this and this and paste in this. Because this is where we're adding the to-do list. And let me just copy this one. This is guest on premise. Update. And of course we have these here. Yeah, this check-in has the guests that are in the hotel. I want to kind of, we're sneaking our way kind of nicely this way. And this to-do list gets updated here. And I also want to make sure that we're moving forward. I see a whole bunch of backwards arrows for updating to-dos. Also, I don't want that. That is a bad habit. Need to get rid of backwards pointing arrows. This goes forward. Only timeline is this is before this. This comes here. This comes after, and this comes after that. Guest left hotel, and that is actually this one here, so we don't really need this one. We can attach it to this one. That is our automation. Check out guests. Mark guest is gone. Okay, good. So now we have a proper processor. We don't have any of these. Yeah, we don't have this. So we want to get rid of this shortcut. Everything else has no shortcuts. That's good. Just got to get rid of this garbage in the middle here to explain it. It's causing way too many problems. So we'll move these things to the left. But, oh, is this a whole grouping again? What's the group here? Something grouping? Something is grouping everything together. Probably, maybe not. So we expand. Oh, but that's because of this arrow. The minute I select this arrow, this expands that way. Okay, that's fine. We got the timelines being affected. Checkout processor has to move. This has to move. but we don't want to move this. We don't want to move these lines. We don't want to move that line, that line. What else is selected here? One of these lines is selected. Which one? That's really annoying. Okay, that one, then that one, then that one. That one, nope. One more line selected somewhere. Whatever, I'll move it after. Shift. It's the bottom one, but I can't unselect it because it's at the edge. Yay, Miro, you piece of crap. Okay. So let's move this back. I do want to extend all of these together. They're not really, they are equal. Okay, so these together. Excuse me. All right. So we can, right, so this organize step is just, we're gonna have to do this one too. What is this one used for? I think I use this as a generic one to copy. Oops, where am I here? This one here was a generic one that I used to cover up a few parts of the illustration so that I could pull the patterns out. But yeah, again, sorry about the white screen of Miro. That's going to be a thing of the past soon, as well as we just purely move to something else. Yeah, the $2,500 was a last straw for me with Miro. Can you lock it? What can I lock here? Sorry, I gotta get some people asking in chat here. I kind of don't. Can you lock it? I can lock some of these things on the screen in Miro, yes. But and I can do the new layers. But I don't want to be investing any more energy into this thing when it's priced so in such a predatory manner. I don't want to support companies like that. I certainly don't want to encourage anyone to do open source stuff with Miro as the backing for their event models. That's not sustainable. So we're definitely not going to be doing that. Let's just organize this stuff here. Make this go over like that. Does this make a new one? Oh yeah, it does. That's totally ugly. So can we join this guy here? Hopefully. Okay, good. Okay. And yeah, that's good. Processor that. To do guest on-premise updates. So we have that. And we paste that here. And then this is Mark Guest is gone. Same as that. In fact, it's probably easier to do it the other way, so I don't have to play with those arrows. Just change the color to be this green. Delete this one. And then what do we have here? Mark Guest is gone. Copy. And I guess I can lock these like the suggestion said. I should be able to just lock these things here so I don't move them by accident, because I want to move all of this over a little bit, just to give it a little bit more room. Why is that so wide? Copy that, paste that. And here, zoom in a bit so we can see what we're doing. That is now attached to here. I want this to fly underneath. So we'll attach it to the side. Can I shrink these guys? Oh, this is horrible. Shrink one more. There's two of them there. It's so ugly. I think that's good enough. Okay. And then, of course, the processor listens to both of these. Let's move these up. And then move this down. Can I move that slightly to the side? Yep. And let's move this slightly to the side. Yep. And there we go. Again, the timeline has to be correct. So let's move these. These can actually happen separately, and the arrows are gross. Let's fix the arrows. They are horrific. Let's move these up. These up. Okay, so now we got a timeline that is realistic. We're moving forward only. This is actually not a to-do list. It's actually updating whether they're on premise or not. It keeps flipping as they do. Off property. That's better, because it can be marked as on property. Like if they're not checking out that day, this thing keeps telling the hotel when they're on and off the property, which may be used for other things. I don't know, to tell them that, hey, get back to the hotel, brunch is starting or whatever. But currently we're just using that functionality to check people out of the hotel. So yeah, we'll make sure to have the same name here. Okay, that's good. And we have these lat long. I think we need to introduce, what are we doing here? Add the screens, the movie, checkout processor, guest location processor. So we need to, yeah, because up here in step 3, we actually don't know why we have these things. You kind of have to infer that the location is used for a checkout. But if we add this second thing here, this guest location processor, that'll give a hint. Let's copy this one in here. And I guess we should stretch all of these out to be the same length. Slightly longer. So shift this over. And Actually, we don't need it that long. Whatever. Let's do it a little bit longer so we can just fit in the extra processor, and that should be good enough. Shift those over and paste that in. Is it really aligned? Do I really care? Okay, that seems to be aligned on the bottom. Let's move it over a bit. Okay, that's fine. So now we have an explanation of why yeah, that's fine. I think that'll get the idea across. Okay, so no more crappy explanations. Now this one was just a copy of this one, I believe. And I was just using it for those pictures. Why is this? Is this like a... Oh yeah, it's locked. I forgot I locked it for that stuff. So let's make this a little longer, like that. And this is the time that we're adding the swim lanes. So I guess they're fine to be up to here. That's part of the organized step. And this thing, this has to be, we don't have any of these. These are gone. These are absolutely freaking gone. I regret putting these in. Can I move this frame? I guess it's going to move everything here. That's locked. Just going to delete this frame. These are done. Goodbye. New and simple. This is all we have. And in fact, let's just use the new format. And this is how we read it. Given that we have these things. We can basically say how we organize them underneath a slice. So this is still kind of at the core of how you read any of these specifications. What else do we have here? Do we have anything else here? What is this? Oh, the legacy stuff. Does that have any of these? Yes. This stuff needs to be changed as well. This has to be gutted. So our legacy stuff has to be changed as well. Yep. That's fine. That's all fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is not fine. This CRUD stuff goes through another set of gears. So the legacy stuff has to be changed as well. Lock, move, then unlock. Yeah, I did that. Thanks for the suggestions with the locking and unlocking. Did I actually do that? Yeah, see at the very beginning, the 4 types of specs as being very, very generous here at the Event Storming Summit in 2018. This is only 2. Simplify, simplify. Right? We still had, we had red commands back then, that's funny. You know, we still had this pattern everywhere here, which is fine. So while we did this, oops, escape, Control Z, the right clicks paste stuff, which is odd. Okay, so anyway, so this is the original idea for event modeling, that initial storyline and all that. Yeah, I remember drawing this with a marker on one of the flipboards, just showing how this whole thing comes together. So from the scribble came a lot of good things, but time to refine them. So, okay, I like this simplified. We don't have anything else here confusing these given when-thens. And here we'll have to add the translation layer here as well. But let's get the graphics going on the replacements. So first of all, what do we have here? Okay, that's for legacy stuff. That's still relevant. That's fine. But this is the same as this organize. I think I just made a copy so I could block stuff out to show things. I kind of want this a little, oops. I want to move these just a little bit, just so I have them as a complete graphic. Maybe I'll move this a little bit over, because I'm going to use this as a way to kind of capture the specification here. And one of the things that's, you know, well, okay, fine. Someone could say, okay, I get it. I see why you have a state view here when you're automating this. You need multiple events here to actually see if, and this is actually not the best example. I gave an example in a LinkedIn comment earlier that showed where these events in a financial system, these external ones, could have been order placed and order filled. You need both to get some information to react, quote unquote, to what happened on the external system. If you have an event as your basic pattern hitting a processor and nothing else, you're either forcing everything to be kludged into order paid for or something like that, or purchase made, and so that makes that an artificial event that you have to create before you hit a processor. So we actually want to talk about the logic of the pairing of an order placed and an order filled to make an entry on this to-do list, and that entry is what the automation's about. On this side, what we want to do, I'd say, oh, well, you know, there is no command. It's just showing that up. There's two reasons why that fails. It can fail is obviously no disk space or some other issues, network down. You can't guarantee that this message will go through for various reasons. It may fail, also based on new business rules that were added. Who knows? But also on the idea that a processor can spin off multiple commands that are going to separate systems. In other words, this processor can act more of a pub sub, have a pub sub mechanism, because yes, you are reacting to something happening out here, and you want to maybe influence a couple of your subsystems here. And if you do not have a command here, you don't show how that is processed differently for the two services you may want to update on the subscription side, or on the subscription side of this, wherever this is going. So yeah, there is no event processor event. There's only state processor command, always. And hey, if they're empty, they're empty. But this is the pattern that'll always be there, and anyone going to any event model should always expect that. It shouldn't be a brand new thing to solve as to why someone's skipping a step. You can put no op in here. Fine. You can shrink this down to be tiny to show there's nothing going on. That's fine. But it's always there. This keeps the event command, the command event state pattern intact and expected everywhere. And The fewer patterns, the better. Simple, simple, simple. Always the simplest thing. There are, maybe, I say that as we're doing this, brainstorming idea at the very beginning, people are putting in, they're putting in as events queries, which we know they're not changing state, but you allow people to do this. And we talked about this on the podcast, that you want this to be an inviting experience, so people don't feel like they're not doing it properly or whatever. But as you refine this system, you start to put in the patterns by correcting. And this is another thing I talked about, which is the C4 model from Peter Hitchens, not the architectural thing from Simon Brown. The C4 model for Peter Hitchens that was employed on ZeroMQ project was you have to accept all pull requests. There is no gatekeeping. If someone did something wrong, you correct it later. Well, that's the motivation behind this thinking. You want to say, yes, go ahead and express yourself however you want in these initial stages. But you then, as the expert or person with more experience, you go in and you correct things to be, again, more usable. So that when a person goes in and sees a specific type of behavior or a pattern here, it's not unexpected. These are things like, okay, here's a form, and we're making a command and storing the information from the form here. And same with the processors. If I have a processor, I expect a green box. And on the other side, I expect the processor to push state to something via blue box. It's not magically writing an event directly. There is an intent to change state because you're storing more information, and therefore it's a blue box that can fail for some reason. And more so the fact that it can affect multiple systems, you want to have a place for that. So yeah, there will be the easy ones. And like I said, if they're stupid easy, shrink them to nothing, right? Bring them together so they're almost invisible. Here's your skinny no-op. Okay, maybe that says, what's going on. That's fine. And the other thing that we're doing, of course, in making sure that people don't get charged for these things, is that if it's a no-op, it's not going to have a lot of given when-thens. It's not going to have a lot of specs. So you give it to your client for free if you have that situation, right? But this is not a free situation. There's some non-trivial logic here about setting up this guest on-premise view and listening to these updates of their location. And likewise here, we have something more juicy on this side where, we got some stuff here. Well, maybe this isn't. I mean, our rule is 3 specifications. If it's more than 3, it's not free. So if there's 3 or fewer, then this is free, and you can count it as part of the work to do this. And so whoever's doing this slice, it's pretty much done along with this slice. You could probably just pair it with whoever's working on this, and one person could work on the entire processor here. So hopefully that that explains it. And I think I have to get ready for this next meeting. Let's see if the person wants to do this on the live stream. I sent an email. I don't know if it's been answered. Let me just check here. Okay, maybe I'll ping them on Discord because they haven't answered their email. So I might have to jump off in like a couple of minutes here. But I'll be back in an hour if I do have to jump off. I want to finish this today so that we have a proper article with none of the shortcuts in there. The shortcuts have actually caused way too many issues. And we can go through some of the examples that I've seen. I think Yves is a really good guy on event sourcing and all that, but in terms of event modeling, he takes any combination of these orange, green, and blue boxes and gives out a different pattern. So there's got like 9 permutations of these, and there's 9 patterns. We have the tar thing, which has 3 patterns, and then I saw that Martin added like this event translation to event thing as well. So it's just, I'm seeing these things pop up all over the place, and now there's no consistency. So hopefully this will clear things up. I think the biggest improvement is like this is here. Then we can talk about, did I make another one here? No. Control Z, control copy. So then I want to show this this idea that we have this history of events that we can have, and we can show a whole bunch of, copy that, and then we can show a few of these happening here. And of course, you know, show something like the failure. Really? Okay. Can I get a red? Why don't I have pink? And yeah, we're not adding policies or anything else. Like, I don't want anything additional on here. There's no policy in event modeling. We just deal with state. Everyone can understand system moving from one state to another. There's nothing, no patterns to talk about, nothing else. You can have templates that make up a workflow or a subset of a workflow that you can reuse, but absolutely not. We are not. What is this? Show author. Why am I not able to do a red color? What am I missing from Miro? What do they change here? Is this another restriction they added? I'm paying way too much for this to be restricted from adding another color. Where the hell's the color? Fill color. Where's the choices? This is very odd. Oh, is this because of a sticky note? Oh, God. What is that? Square sticky note. This. Oh, right, because it's sticky notes. Yeah, that's another reason not to use sticky notes. They only have the preset. Like, that's a feature to limit you to some... Yeah, I gotta get rid of the stupid sticky notes in here. The reasons are piling up, Miro. Piling up. There, I want nice red failed. And, let me see. Sorry, I just got to check my messages here to see how I'm connecting with this person. Okay, so I think as they contacted me in general chat. Okay, that was a conversation a couple of days ago, but there's been so much posted. I mean, that's one of the nice things. The community has really taken off, and so I think this is like one of the duties that you have to go through is go and clean stuff up as more and more people get involved. You want to keep things focused and move things forward. So I guess that's part of the thing with being part of a community that's growing. You got to keep things on track a bit. And like, I like the ideas and all that. And yeah, sure, there could be other notations that you can annotate with this or take some shortcuts, but you always want to have a core set of principles to fall back on as default. And this is what we're doing here. And What the heck? Okay, how many messages are in here? Okay, it's been very, very active. I don't think I've even caught up of this. There's a lot of DBC talks. Wow. Okay. Okay, I can't find the conversation that I had. Was it around the .NET Rocks episode release? No. Okay, let me just check if there's maybe I'll just jump on the meeting and ask them. In event modeling. Okay, yeah, so it's event model implementation with in .NET. So I'm just gonna join and see. Hello, hello. Hey, do you want to do this on the live stream, or do you want to just do this as a private thing? Okay, yeah, no problem. Just give me a second. I just got to disconnect here, and I'll pop in on the other computer. Okay, see you in a second. All right, so yeah, I'm going to pop off here. I'm going to go back to this after doing some off-stream event modeling implementation in .NET. We already have some of that code that I worked with on the other stream, so you can look at that if you're curious. Probably going to continue on from that approach. And yeah, so see you in a bit. And yeah, after I come back, we're going to finish this. So see you in about an hour.